With the demand and cost of AI inference skyrocketing, as well as the capability of open source models getting better every day, the team at Grading is proud to open source Parallax, one of the first distributed model serving frameworks that lets you build your own AI cluster anywhere. Parallax enables anyone with a personal computer, despite their hardware specs or location, to host or co-host an AI model locally. Host private models on your own devices, whether they are PC, laptop, or Mac. Take control of your AI stack, maintaining privacy while using the models and reducing the cost of running AI for yourself, your team, or your business. For this release, we built a plug-and-play product so you can set up your own AI cluster in 2 simple steps. Let's check out how you can run your own AI stack participating in the open intelligence revolution. First, go to our GitHub repo. We have created some guidelines for getting set up. You may need to install some additional dependencies. Just follow the logs in the terminal and you should be good. It's as simple as that. You will first run a scheduler node on your computer, and since I'm hosting locally, I'll use my current laptop to do that. Go to your terminal and hit Parallax run. This will create a local scheduler that basically manages the cluster and how you partition the model. It'll allocate those layers and orchestrate your joined nodes. The schedule will return a local host HTTP server, which you can use to configure your cluster, as well as using the chatbot. Click it and this will take you to the front end. Now that you're all set up, run Parallax run. This will fire up your cluster and allow you to configure everything. I'm setting up my own cluster here locally with my laptop running as both the scheduler and as a node on the network. Okay, so here we have all the configuration options. Select 1 for the number of nodes. In this case, we're just gonna be running 1 node. And choose local. We'll be running on the same local area network. If you're running a remote node, you would choose remote. Here's a list of all the open source models that we support. For this example, select GPT OSS 20B for the model, and then hit continue. This should take you to the next page where you connect your nodes. You can just copy and paste the code right here and paste it into your new terminal window and just run Parallax join. Now in a local setup, we will automatically discover your computer, so you don't need to specify any addresses, and we made this super simple, so it's an easy setup. Once your node has been found, it'll show up below, and the model layer allocation will begin, and it will load in the respective parameters. If this is your first time hosting this model, it'll download it. If you've already installed this model before, it'll just read it from your cache. Since we've already downloaded this model, Parallax will just read and start loading the model parameters. Depending on your model size, this may take some time as we have to load the model corresponding parameters, but once this is done, you will automatically be directed to this awesome chat interface. And here you go. You're now hosting GPT OSS 20B locally on your computer, and you can use the chat interface and use it like any normal chatbot. On the left-hand side, you will see an overview of the cluster topology, and this is where you'll see which computers are in your cluster. And there you go, running locally on your computer, GPT OSS 20B. So what if I have a larger model, but I only have 1 computer? You can add more computers either on your local area network, or in this case, I'm gonna ask some of my friends across some different geographies to join my cluster. For remote connection, the process is basically the same. Terminate your previous process by hitting Control-C and open up a new terminal and run the same Parallax run command. You choose the number of nodes, in our case it's going to be 4, and change the connection type to remote. Let's use Qwen 3 235B since it's one of the most powerful open source models out there. Do note that normally there's no way to host Qwen 3 235B locally on your computer. It would take up to 100 to 200 gigabytes of VRAM, and retail computers typically don't have that. So this is only made possible with Parallax in a fully distributed model serving. I hit continue. At this step, you'll notice the join command changed a little bit and now specifies the scheduler address, and this is the way to make other nodes not in the same network join easier. Simply paste into your terminal, send it to your friends as well, and they'll use the same command to onboard their nodes. And just as before, the nodes will start to connect, and the scheduler will allocate their respective model layers and load the parameters across the machines, across the geographies. Since this is a much larger model, it'll take some time to load the parameters. And here you go. You've now just hosted a Qwen 3 235B model on 4 devices across 3 different cities with your friends. Now you may sometimes experience some slow or laggy output. This is related to all the nodes' internet connection. In short, the lower the latency between the nodes, the better the inference performance. And there you go. Thanks, Qwen.